and have the Shadow Fiend, you let them have the Naga Siren, you let them have Dawnbreaker, you left the Puck, which is normally banned in second phase no matter what. You really left a lot of issues open here from Exit. They must have some confidence to play in. They have to make this work, you know? If they can make it work, I can see the snowball, I can see the ideas with RP. If it doesn't work, then you start to lack a lot of control, especially for Quinn. This Puck has a very free game. There's not a lot of control left here on the side of Execration to kind of pin him down. A good 3-for-1 start in the bounties at the release sets a decent tone. Maybe a faster little bottle coming out for Lewis on mid, a little bit more to play with in that sustain. But I don't know, this Puck is really the one thing that kind of raises questions. Puck, SF, Naga, plus Dawnbreaker on top. It's just overwhelming team fight here from the side of Gaimin Gladiators.
Yeah, it's one of those games where Execration gonna have to find a way to just outplay them. It's pretty sad for the Southeast Asian teams in all fairness, because sometimes you just try for the outplays. Certainly Quinn seems to be having a really good time in this game on the Puck, or at least we expect him to. That all those go. Both Lewis will be up against him in the mid lane. Imagine the farm game for Lewis won't be too challenging. Should be a bit of even trading between these two, but it is going to be very important for Lewis, I think, to have a fantastic laning stage going into that mid game, because arguably this is your control in the mid game for this Puck. And even then, it's not that easy.
No, it's not that easy. It's not that reliable as well. We'll see how well he misses the line of shots later on. Taking a gander down bot. The lane for Palos. This can be an aggressive lane, to be fair. Like, once you've got some points in Toss and Avalanche with Maledict up, there is some burst potential that comes in. You can punish the Techies if it does go for the blast off in the wrong spot here for good old Tofu, depending on his positioning, of course. Mind you, this is also a very dangerous lane down bot with the Dawnbreaker. There's a lot of follow through to play with. There's a lot of instant burst like we're seeing now. Just a little bit poke.
Yeah, they are trying. We did hear the panel talking about how aggressive this laning stage can be from Tofu and Ace, and of course you and I over the years we've watched plenty of Tofu Techies games, and the man knows exactly what he's doing. And certainly you can see just the explosiveness once they get those levels up, and here we go, that level 2 mark is so scary, but Palos! He does allow them to secure first blood before he goes down himself, but now Ace might actually just be dead. The last 6 shouldn't be enough, he'll make it. They do at least deny the first blood away from them, and CML, he'll get a bit of bonus score for his trouble.
Yeah, and this is what you have to do in Execration. You have to be smart with when you use that cast, when you use the Maledict. If you can catch, if you can punish, that turnaround is there. You have to, you know, kind of weigh the options for Gaimin. It is a high-risk move. You are losing a lot of HP. Tiny is still relatively safe, even with all that damage and physical damage in the lane. The mid lane has been going pretty smoothly for Lewis. He is managing to out-CS the Puck, which you should expect. You don't really get to maximize Puckish here up against the Pangolier. Lewis is going to be able to control. We'll see if he can take control later on.
Palos almost actually being lazy. I think it's proving to be a pretty big nuisance from this Joe, and in fairness, you can do a lot of damage pretty damn quickly with this Tiny Witch Doctor as a skill back now from Tina to Watson. Watson gonna spam the face. Might just be going down though, but maybe they can at least find Tino as well, but no. Malady can't go on his own. Watson does take a kill before he does go down, but ultimately will give a nice kill back the ways. They're gonna find Tofu. Tofu goes for a run, Fury fire up. Tino actually died.
He went back in for the Lotus at low HP. He didn't expect Maledict to actually hang around, had no HP to play with. Okay. One little delusion, a right click, he's gone.
No, well, a lot of kills happening already, John. 3-3. Tofu also going down to the bottom lane.
Yeah, I mean, I would say you're in a happier place overall for Gaimin. I think these kills are sort of lined up. Maybe Watts dying does have to a little bit. You are feeling a little bit better there for Execration. It does feel like aren't worried too much on the side of Gaimin, right? You still have some to play. Oh no, not this combo.
That's a nice cast out from CML. Ace at least going to take him down, but it's not looking too good for his own life. Ace should just be dead. Trying for a deny. Oh, can't get there, and now the double. The double for CML.
Malpractice.
You can't forget about the malpractice.
It's a lot of damage. And I was a little bit surprised Tofu re-engaged after getting maledicted with a blast off. There's such a huge risk to lose HP into that. And again, that turret potential for the Witch Doctor is always there. Palos is just fine. He gets to soak up some EXP. He gets to play his game. No pressure for him. You don't mind losing CML. Again, this mid lane is still going relatively well for Lewis on top of things. Level 5, slightly ahead of Quinn. Has 6 denies under his belt. is getting some good control on mid. Water runes have been relatively even, so both sides do have resources, but the lane management coming out here from the Pangolier has been smooth. Top lane maybe has been a little harder to contest. It is much harder to look for skewer back opportunities, of course, when you're playing up against that skewer. But there are some opportunities, of course, you can line up the disruption. Some good stacks being built up now as well by Shanks, which you would expect from the Shadow Demon. Their triangle is warded up. They don't have the large camp to stack, but they are stacking the safe for further option for that catch-up farm here. And that's going to be a huge boon for Tino if it stays protected this entire time. The Shrine of Wisdom fight is where that can go awkward, especially since you're, again, playing into a puck. Quinn will likely look to play aggressive into that 7-minute mark to contest.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Props to Lewis, though. Lewis still having a brilliant time here on this Pangolier, and this is something that, again, another hero that Lewis is very comfortable with. We've seen it many, many times. Here in this Pango. Into the course will be spawning up in about 20 seconds, so both teams getting prepared for that. So a nice dream call now onto Lewis, holding him down as Melody's going to move in, but Lewis still pretty healthy. A block grenade out. Quick, not going to land. Meanwhile, Poker now jumping in for an extra. CML also going to go down. He will find a double for Quinn. You couldn't have asked for much more right before the 6-minute power.
Perfection out from Gaimin, getting a good read, knowing that they've got the control, getting the dream call off. It's a difficult game for the Pango to try to be the aggressor. Get the first power rune up, illusion rune out for Quinn. Not the biggest, but still something to play with, and can lead to some good dodges out here if you find the opportunity. 5 to 6, still relatively even. You are catching up on Watson in the top as the levels are coming up here for the Shadow Team. The threat is more and more reliable, so Team is forced to play safer and safer. It's just free farm so far. At the least, your early net worth is in favor in Palos, right? Like, he is getting that farm. There's not much threat. They haven't tried to line up with Tiny any longer with a blast-off combination. For a bit of a play here near Roche Pit.
Well, top lane though, Melody will be caught by the wrong thunder. A very nice angle for Lewis. No chance of getting out of that one. Lewis will take a kill for himself. Meanwhile, Prada, Ace in danger. Who lands on 2, but Ace might still just be dead. He'll get TMO at the very least. Melody is going to take him down. Still a very worthwhile trade for Execration.
And it is another core for support trade. A lot of again, lane.
They're going for another, this time Watson. Stewart here comes Quinn. Can they save Blink? He's still going to block. Tino's still alive. Quinn surely will find him though. They will trade. But I still say that's rather favorable for Execration.
That it is. You're slowing down the big target, that big tempo that we always talk about in the Shadow Fiend on safe. The timings here for Watson, maybe not as smooth. You know, he is going for Drafting Lance first over the Mask of Madness. Maybe looking for a little bit more durability and a way of kind of just getting himself into the firing line without risking too much. The idea is just giving these kills on is a little bit scary. The puck with a quick switchblade timing is just going to be a menace in terms of output. And again, you have very little ways of controlling Quinn in this match, so him being able to get a little bit more damage out in these fights is going to be a massive problem for the side of Execration. Gets himself a shield rune up as well. Nice and durable. All the power runes have been going the way of Gaimin Gladiators and Execration. And it's a little bit of a slower time, right? Like, you have to play farm, you have to wait for your time to get Echo Saber alone. It's not normally enough. If you want to play aggressive, you'd want Blink, but that's also awkward. You'd want a BKB or a Sanjinyasha.
Every time we see Tiny, I say it. Like, if you're not getting to the 35-40 minute mark, this hero doesn't do anything.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, even the panel said it. They're like, if late game, we can see it. Mid game, there's no way.
No, it's just way too slow. I'm curious to see what the idea for Palos is to kind of scale into that late game, how to stall the game out. Whether or not it's something like the Shadow Blade, that I think we heard Brian talk about a little bit, or Seb, and the SNY that you normally see, the BKB, the Blink BKB that sometimes you see just playmaker a little bit more, because it's just going to need a lot of work. And for Gaimin, and again, they're getting that build up, they're getting that Witchblade timing lined up in Quinn. You've already got the slow build up into phase boots here for Ace, who has had a little bit of a slower lane. You do manage to clear out the stacks here on Tino. It's going to be a blink rush for him on that Magnus, and that will give them an opportunity to initiate. It's just a matter of who you initiate on. Like, if you don't jump Maldich at this point, Song will come in to save. If you don't catch Watson, there's so much to worry about for Execration and very, very few answers. They're going to have to be smart about this once that timing is up.
8-8 so far. 1k advantage is the Ray of the Radiant. Carlos, top of the net worth board. Good start for him on this tiny. Watson not too far behind, just about 600 gold behind currently in the SF. A bit of a setup here for the lane. Maybe they can find an angle on the Quinn. Runes in 10. Even there in case, but they all get very unlucky. Very unlucky. Quinn gonna have another power rune for himself.
It feels like Gaimin's blessing transferred elsewhere. Yesterday, all the Southeast Asian teams were getting rune control every single time. This time losing out, you know? A little bit rough for Execration.
Just get good.
Yeah, just get good. It's all skill, of course, in Dota 2. No RNG chances here. No fucking bomb. A little bit of siege on mid. And Gaimin, again, how do you stop this on Execration? Like, well, what's your team fight looking at? So you're not quite ready on Lewis. The Fusel is done, it looks like, at the very least. And you'll have some damage just getting on top. He's gonna have to commit roll early. There's a lot of ways to dodge.
Now, this could be a bit of a scary fight for Gaimin. More damage up would give Lewis. Drink me very annoying for Quinn. From Shanks team on mid tower. So Gaimin, they still got what they came for in the end. And still being a real headache here onto Lewis. Will eventually retreat. Meanwhile, Shanks, you're seeing he's stacking up these ancients, of course. This is another thing you've got to be quite careful about if you are Execration, because last game around, all those stacks got taken by, I believe it was Watson or Ace. And it looks like Gaimin is picking up once again for them.
It does go a little bit quicker, at the very least, with Empower maxed out here from Tino. And he does have his blink. He could look to force the issue. He already stacked up the left side. That was already cleared out earlier, so no bleeding out effect here for Execration at the very least. And again, they keep it even. 8-8. Net worth lead is not really on either side, relatively even overall. It's just a matter of momentum. It's a matter of tempo. And that's early timing for Gaimin. It's a little bit scarier. Because again, you've got Song to reset, you've got Solar Guardian to follow through, you've got Dream Coil out from Quinn, you've got the Requiem to worry about, the raw damage coming in from the SF is quite high. You've got the mines to worry about now as well. So even going for smokes can be annoying, as we've seen from techies before. It's just hard to start to find those angles once you have some time to build the mines up. And for Execration, I mean, you could still be happy. I mean, Palos is again free farming, going for that Shadow Blade. Gonna have a lot of attack speed to play with. He's gonna have a lot of output with the Empower out from Tino. It's just whether or not he can actually leverage that somehow. That's the big question. A bit of smoke out from Gaimin. Top tier whistle stance, invasion to triangle, a little bit awkward. Maybe if they could catch out Tino, slow down that pace on the Magnus, could be a good start.
They should have it. They get coiled immediately. One skew around this one. We break the coil, but of course, they just let the box stop from Turfu. And he gets picked up from Gaimin. We'll go right to that T1 top tower. More Shrines of Wisdom going to be available in about a minute 10. Set up for that as well. Meanwhile, Execration trying to go for another smoke of their own. Seeing if they can find somebody farming this triangle, and they indeed will. Ace is around the corner. Can they deal with him alone? Ace out of mana control. The GGs are coming. He does pop the Soul Ring. Trying to keep him alive, and Ace, he's on the low ground. Be alright. Shanks will go down, and so will see him. Lewis needing to run. Cuts him right off. You're going nowhere, he said.
They need more connections out from Exe. Again, it's all the issues we were talking about, all the issues Hammer was talking about as well.
He's been body blocked by the mirror images of Melody. Melody being very annoying with this Naga. Alos, almost inviting them in right now. They will leave. They don't want to deal with this tiny at this point.
Ideally, you kind of take that fight with Tino, right? Yeah, if you have the Magnus around, if you have the threat of RP, perhaps you can start to look for that follow-through from that song, but again, just the timing's not lining up. For the side of Execration, it's starting to look a little bit similar to game one. A bit of a strong start. Mid-game comes in, you know, around the 15-minute mark game and starts to hit their timing. But the early tempo, suddenly the answers are just not easy to find. The Shadow Blade and Phallus, again, it's going to be nice. It's still a difficult game to just walk up and do some damage. PKB and Tino is a little bit more meaningful, along with the blink that can come in from Lewis to look for better angles. That's when the game maybe starts to get a little bit more playable. you've worked the map so well here on Gaimin. Watson #1 in network, going for the early Crystallis for a lot of damage output on that SF. You've got a quick Lincolns being formed up here by Quinn. A little bit of a spell block from some of that simple target control. And for Gaimin, again, I don't think this game gets any harder as time goes on. You're very happy to play a slower game anyhow.
Dire's top
That's
tower
kind of what I was
is
thinking
under
anyway.
attack.
Smoke rotation,
Radiant's
Gaimin,
middle
they're going to move
tower
up
is
top. They
under
want to try and
attack.
defend this tier 1 tower, and of course they know that the stronger team right now. They'd love a fight. They are missing a few key spells here though. Quinn's going to jump in, gets a Korea off. They have no solar guarding the Tino, who's just trying to burn the down. Maybe he's going to do the Tino. Ace does go down, and the chase continues on the Tino. Palos is here. They'll take down Tofu. It's going to be a 1-for-2 trade in the favor of Execration.
That is a massive opening. You still do that, Tino, but you are getting some activity out from Palos. You are getting some punishment as well. Once again, you would want the bigger target.
Palos is trying to cut somebody off, I do believe. Trying to find Watson farming this far eastern side of that dire top jungle, but Watson makes a smart choice, does go just slightly south, but he will not get scouted out.
Yeah. Just play it safe, dodge out, Execration.
Has
With that
fallen.
Shadow Blade on Palos can kind of work some angles out. You're going to need some detection down here from the side of Gaimin, and they will find themselves an objective. A nice simple one up top. They get some early vision out on the gate as well, perhaps starting to set up for the approach into the 20-minute mark for the Tormentor. For the side of XF, it's been very well disciplined. Like, some of these fights look a little bit scrappy. They haven't really had to commit RP in bigger context just yet. And for Gaimin, again, they didn't manage to really get the usage of Song. I think you had a counterfight potential there with Song and Solar Guardian. Would be a very different story. Didn't manage to get the proper positioning out. Still, maintain a 2k lead. You are still farming a Storm up on Watson. Crystallis is already up, working into the BKB. Once that BKB up, it puts a lot of pressure on Tino. He's going to be the only way you have to stop that Refuge from just absolutely wrecking face here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I want to say it feels like quite an even game for now. Very least game. Coming in and trying to bottom tier 1 tower. Palos thinking about Quinn. We'll use the orb and jaunt away, and thankfully for Quinn, the Sentry Ward scouting out Palos. Orb is going to be there. Can Quinn hold him down? Solar Guardian will fly through. It doesn't land with the stun dodge. Palos still chasing, but will not land the avalanche. They're just chasing Quinn. But Quinn wants so much time to get his here now. Palos is in a bit of danger. Will he decide? They're just poking away at the rock. People from out Tino in big trouble, but Structure's going to buy a bit of time as Malady will commit the song, hold 3 of them down. Palos is just staring from a distance. How do I help my team? He can't help them. A perfect setup from Malady. And this is kind of what the panel mentioned, John. You've got that song set up, you've got a Dream Core, you've got a Requiem. It's not that hard to find these kind of fights.
No.
And as you saw Gaimin, they found it.
Yeah, I mean, it's much more difficult for Execration to try to get that chase. I'm surprised they forced that issue on Quinn of all heroes. Onto the puck, with its lack of control, I don't know what you're expecting in Palos. Like, even if you avalanche toss out, you're not going to have that instant burst up unless you had more heroes on top, which it took some time for the rest of Execration to be joining in on their Tiny. And you have to look for softer targets. You have to look for, you know what, even if you find Maladich, you take that song off the picture, take the end snare out, you're actually pretty happy with that one. You can even say finding Tofu at this point, but his damage output, his disruptiveness with that reactive taser. Being very optimistic to kind of take that fight, all boiling down to the fact that Palos was going for that chase, and they don't manage to line their shots up. The earlier blink on Tino as well, without that catch true onto the puck, and just have a lot of AoE control once you're kind of streaming in one by one here.
Yeah, certainly so. This is one of those things, like, if in 20 seconds, you can't just wait around. The team fight, especially in this mid-game, is going to be a lot better for Gaimin. You're not ready. As soon as the Sentry Ward reveal was there, it feels like Palos probably should have made the choice to run. He decides otherwise, and as you can see, Gaimin, they were very happy with that choice he made. Ace just got scouted out. They went into the cast, Rolling Thunder and Deathwalk with the Melodic should be enough to secure the life of Ace. They will find a nice one.
He's going to pick up a good injection of gold.
Malady. It's like a bit of a freebie here into the Naga Siren. available. But she's the crouch. These damn I mean, Ice Frog's done this something. He's done this something. He knew what he was doing.
Yep. And he
You knew what you were doing.
That he did. Found a way to use that old Tide shard to good use. Just more stunned in. Always funny. It's hilarious, isn't it? I know it's sickening. It's hilarious. It's not like the Prowlers. Those are sickening.
I love those things.
Oh, they're disgusting. I hear you complain about them all the time when you play. Then you're like, oh, but it's great. But when you play it, it's this can't be it.
I'm a support page, and I don't get to hit ancients. You know that. I complain because my cores keep dying to the damn thing. You know, it's.
You don't have them.
Oh, the cores?
Yeah,
I
mean, just take them off for the cores. You can't deal with it. I don't know how.
Oh, you're gonna be a great parent, John.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you don't like it? That's okay. We'll buy another one.
Yeah, it's a game.
Well, that's okay. We'll buy whatever you want.
You asked for it back. It's gonna be nice to pick up as well. So good deny away from Gaimin. Although they can't fully commit.
But they can't. Melody's around the corner. They know Gaimin might be coming. Indeed they are. Smoke up from Exa, they just want to leave. Of course, it seems like they're probably going to have to give up that Tormy. You could also stop the fight knowing the game will try and go for it themselves now. Demon's hoping someone's going to show up in that top lane, but they will not. Take the Tormentor instead. See if they want the fight. Execution, they know where they are, but these mind shenanigans from Tofu makes things very difficult. Smoke from Gaimin now. Heading south. Carlos. The third want to be scouted. Quinn. Pop the coil. They'll break the coil immediately. We see him now, but they'll take down Tina's so done easily. And the setup. Get Tofu at the end, whatever that means.
Yeah, it's so strange that Execration, again, maybe kind of reminiscent of Game 1 where they feel this need to force a fight and feel the need to take that initiative. They're not able to really do much. I mean, you have to respect the fact you're playing into a techies. Getting that movement across the map is not going to be an easy job. You don't have all the big items you want fully yet on Paolo, Sanch, and Yasha not fully done. Still lacking the Yasha as well. And it's just getting great patience out. The Gladiators, they instantly smoke off of that mine popping. They get a clean angle out from Watson. The RP is just not enough, and you have that Ags timing already up as well for Ace. The sustain is there, the shard on your Nagas time. We said there's no waves.
My genuine surprise is like, yes, you know where Gaimin are because they're taking the Tormentor. But would you, in this kind of game with these drafts, would you not just rather have Palos farming?
Yeah, exactly. They look surprised as well. Ace looked a little bit surprised that it's happening. It's like, why would they come?
I was also surprised.
And it's just a little bit strange. I mean, you just, like the panel said, their timing on Execration is like looking for this ultra big tiny late game where he's just going to one-shot people with, say, a Daedalus with some stat resist up, stacking up, and just kind of run them down.
Radiant's bottom tower
You're not
is
close to
under
that
attack.
point yet on Execration. You need so much more time. You are working onto the Ags for Lewis. That's going to be a nice little boon for him, but I don't see any answer for these early fights at this point. These mid-game fights, you're going to have to surrender them on the side of Execration. Everything on the game is just going for the Roshan as well. Not going to take too long. Not going to have a way of contesting. You now have to deal with 2 lives as well. But you're coming out with Johnson or Quinn. And I don't even have
Aegis up, almost has the full Daedalus completed as well in the SF, which is going to be very, very scary for Execration because the damage output already is pretty darn high for Watson. Only about to get worse. Tino, not going to be spotted. They are hovering around it. But eventually realize someone was here. Watson, just a quick T2 tower, take no problems for him. Tino forced to make it
Bottom tower has fallen.
and they're just taking everything for free in this game too at this stage. 14k net worth advantage now. And Tofu, like, if you give Gaimin the map, like, the thing with the Tofu techies is he's just gonna mine all the key points. You're never gonna be able to smoke out of your base again. That's kind of what's happening. Like, the whole Radiant jungle, it's just a minefield right now.
And it is. You just have no way of making a move across the map. Execration. I think the one big blessing for Exa is that their high ground defense is strong. You've got Magnus, you've got a Tango that can kind of punch in the air. You've got a Witch Dog that can maybe pop off from a good cast and Maledict, and a Tiny that can also toss back. The issue is, again, once that full 5v5 comes in, there's so many options on Gaimin. Like, nothing changes. They've got Song, they've got Requiem, they've got the Green Coil, they've got the Soul Guardian on top to protect. An overwhelming amount of healing that you can't really deal with on the side of Exa. Now the team is useless into all that healing as well. Even if you manage to get a good one off, Gaimin are just free to, again, just take complete control. 25 minutes in, 13 to 21, a 16k lead. The options just aren't there for Exa. They just have to wait. Again, they can play this. It's just, we're looking at a good skewer back, a good toss back, isolating one into the high ground all by themselves. Easier said than done.
Very, a lot easier said than done at the moment. 3 more minutes on the Aegis. Quinn. Hold low, Lewis immediately into the Rolling Thunder. Does look to turn around, it seems. Quinn. But I don't think they can kill him quick enough.
Tower is under attack.
Just playing with them. It's child's play for this pot. Run Talos. Not safe. Melody. Let's pop the song just in case. Last stop, they're gonna catch CML. No, don't go near Quinn.
No. They've tried multiple times, and it's just enough control. You really don't. You lack that hard stun.
Lewis, be careful.
Oh.
Lewis, be careful.
Dire's
Sweet summer child, be careful.
Oh, it's always so funny. Walking into that and almost dying. Never feels good. Never has. Funny.
Radiant's top
For
tower
the
is under
techies player.
attack.
You know, for Tofu. He's having fun. Like, oh, look at this guy. Oh, he's not moving.
Would you imagine a guy like looking like Tofu would be a techies player?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you expect like the slacks to be? I mean, he is.
I mean, he is.
It's problematic. Or Palos. Right for Quinn, but again, I mean, there's a setup here as well. Perfect song set for Melody. But Palos can do nothing. Lewis is going towards the dire base now. This isn't my home anymore.
No.
I'll try the other one.
He's trying to cut some creeps for the mid.
Yeah?
It's he has a BKB, he can try to make a play. It's just difficult to see that lining up. Even Palos is not hanging around anymore for the death. They do have a creep wave coming in top, so mid and bot is exposed. No Alpha Towers left here for execration of Gaimin. They're just looking to play this one hard and fast. We'll play it safe, showing respect for that Magnus respawn. Aegis only half a minute left. Could be enough time to try to make a play. No need to risk it. I mean, we've seen this circumstance before into Tiny Magnus. A good toss skewer back again can kind of change that game. Palos is taking a massive risk farming here.
Yeah, mines, wards, everything around. Melody almost turned around like, you sure, bro? We'll, of course, back off into the base, since we do have the full parasma. Now for Quinn. Now that's when this puck starts to feel quite ridiculous. It's never fun going up against the puck parasma.
It's so much damage coming in. You've already got the shard as well. That bonus damage coming out on the puck. It's a lot more to eat through. For Exa, I really am struggling to kind of see what they can do. Just down to, you know, they have to go to skewer back and pull back and Lewis. He's just trying to farm outside. And that's all you can do.
I mean, you've got to farm somewhere, I guess. They've allowed Palos a bit of space to get the BKB up now. Looking to maybe make a play onto Melody and Tofu. He will sneak his way in onto the Naga Siren, though he can't actually burst him down. If anyone ever wonders why I don't like carry Tiny, that's why. That's why.
Yeah, it's not doing
It's
enough.
very sad.
It is.
Tony's a bit of an emo boy now.
He is. I mean, look, with him power up, he's got like plus 225 damage, right? It's almost like he's got amp damage up. It's kind of cool. Just not enough. You probably need a Daedalus on top of things, if not the Revenant's Rouge at this point. But... oh, Palos, not here again.
Yeah, he's here again. Johnny's still trying for the Naga side. Johnny Palos. I mean, it seems like Gaimin Gladiators is alone at the moment. Since his guys, I think he's alone. Palos. Still playing with fire, maybe trying to set up for a skewer back plans from Tino. Get him fishing again.
Game spot. Perhaps still has that mine somehow. Still has the sentry. A little bit rough to walk into. I mean, I appreciate that. If they are trying to look to force someone in for a toss back, skewer back, that is legitimately their only play right now on Execration. That's the only way you can get that isolation. Even then, if you do get that done, chances are you will have Ace dropping on top. And if they're close enough, chasing down with a song as well, I don't know if you can drag them far enough to be removed from those effects. It's a lot to ask for right now on Execration. And they're hanging on. Gaimin are playing it safe, maybe waiting out the next Roche before they decide to make that decision onto the high ground once more. It's just that you're not really getting much from this time for Exit. Your farm is stalled out. Lead is growing for the side of Gaimin Gladiators. You've got this MKB coming out for Palos. More attack speed. You're just not wanting to deal with that butterfly here on Watson, but you're just going to lack a lot of that physical burst. Without the Revenant's Rouge or Daedalus, it's just, I don't know, the damage is not going to be quick enough.
See what they do. I mean, they're still holding on, but it's a 26k advantage for Gaimin, and they know they own the map. But they've been stuck in their base for so long now, Execration. Smoke is, of course, not really going to mean anything as Melody pops a song, and he just look at this. He pings them out. He wants his team here. Guys, they left their base. They left their base. Melody, the whole below the barrel. They stand up again. Meanwhile, Watson there, the North here, the Pangolier. They found Tino, they found Palos. Stay home. Stay home, boys.
Buyback from Palos as well. The opening's there.
GG.
No, there's nothing. Look, I don't fault the side of Execration for that one. They kind of left some holes in the draft. They managed to